Hello again. Just wanted to say a quick thanks to everyone who got in touch. I've been pretty overwhelmed with the positive feedback I've got. Also quite surprising, about 15-20 people have all got in touch saying, I'm in the exact same situation, I've been thinking about this for months. So what I'm going to be doing going forward is any useful bit of information that I put in this video, I'm going to make sure I also provide you with some helpful links. This video is a quick summation of my first week of unemployment, and the four main things I did that week were seminar on career change, the creation of my magic whiteboard, getting Evernote and documenting this entire process, and finally journaling. So the seminar I went to, yeah, it was very, very useful. It was a 3-hour kind of intensive workshop. And the main aims were trying to force that introspection and start to think about what are the kind of core things that are important to you to make you feel happy and fulfilled in your life in general. And the most useful exercise I found was we were put in a room and there was like 60 words dotted across the whole room. So each wall had like 10, 15, 20 different words on there. And we had to walk around with a notebook and essentially select the 10 words that we identified with the most. And my 4 core values are spontaneity, adventure, freedom, and physical challenge. Once we'd identified a list of 10 values that were most important to us, so I said that I had 4 core, but we were asked to do 10, so I filled out another 6 as well. We were asked to divide these 10 values into 2 separate groups. So one is, what of these values are being realized within your job and which of these values are not? I had 3 out of my 10 were being valued at work. Interestingly enough though, of those 3, none of them were my top 4. Another really big thing that I was working on in that first week was the development of what I'm now calling my magic whiteboard. I end up looking at this whiteboard pretty much every hour when I'm in the house, and it's kind of become the central point to everything I'm trying to achieve. So I'm going to walk you through that now as well. Okay, so this is my magic whiteboard. So we've got at the very top here, Ben's plan to make a plan. This is my ultimate objective. Below this is a list of actions that I know I'm going to need to take, but they're pretty generic. So for example, read books on career change and finding your passion. Off the back of that, I then created a couple of short-term objectives under SMART methodology. Now, SMART methodology is where something has to be specific, measurable, agreed upon, realistic, and time-based. So all of these goals have been made with that in mind. So for example, off the back of reading books on career change, I've decided that I need to identify 10 core aspects that I need in my life to feel happy and fulfilled by 7th of July. Identify 3 industries that are a viable career choice. I also decided I want to document this transition. So I wanted to start a vlog of my transition and do that by 24th. Anything with a tick mark obviously means I've already done it. I've also broken down all of these goals into manageable daily to-dos. So for example, the identified 10 core aspects, I've broken that down into about 12, 13 different steps. And then every single day I'll tackle one of those along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Top right is my daily routine. So this is just making sure that I keep some kind of routine in my life. On the left-hand side, this is Eisenhower's decision matrix. Now, it was basically something that President Eisenhower used to use, and it made him much more effective in his decision-making and his prioritization. It's run off 2 separate axes, so it's level of importance of the task and level of urgency of the task. Now, if it's high urgency and high importance, it goes into quadrant 1, and that means you do it immediately. Interestingly though, typically anything that's going to be of high importance, that's really going to help advance you and in your aspirations and your career goals or anything that you really want to be doing, typically that falls into quadrant number 2. So it's not urgent, but it's important. So I've basically made sure that by putting this on my board, it's always front of mind, so that when I'm prioritizing and thinking about doing anything, I just make sure that I focus on this quadrant here. We've also got this Venn diagram below, but I'll go into that in greater detail in the next video. And at the bottom, is questions that I ask myself if I'm ever feeling low or if I'm ever feeling like I've perhaps made a bit of a mistake in making my decision.
So I asked myself, have I been outside? Have I eaten good food? Have I spoken to another human being? And have I done any exercise? If I haven't done all of those 4, make it my priority to go complete all of those and go back. So yeah, do all 4, then stop being a pussy.
I also mentioned that I've been keeping a journal. So every single day I'll write down minimum 2 things that I've done that day that have been productive, 2 things that have made me happy, and 1 thing that I've learned. I've also been doing quite a bit of reading about an old Roman emperor called Marcus Aurelius, and something that he's pretty well known for doing is journaling in a way of kind of reflecting on everyone in his life and his network that he really looks up to. And I noticed that there's a commonality in the personality traits that I admire in people. These personality traits are someone that has direction, someone that is proactive, and someone that is productive. And that sums up my first week. I'm posting all relevant links below, so take a look if you're interested in learning more. I almost forgot the quote as well. So the quote today is by Benjamin Franklin, and it's, "Don't put off until tomorrow what you can do today." All right, I'll catch up with you next week. Bye. I should chat so much shit on the day. But I'm just fucking blabbing on so much. Bye.